What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map, or the left-hand side of the map if you are being a little bit more specific than I am. His name is the Rapl. His opponent today in the red color is none other than, I'm forgetting names, Matrius's son. Or Matrius's protege? Matrius's protege, 3antozz, the Poseidon lover. And yes, he is indeed playing Poseidon. We have yet another Poseidon versus Odin game. This one has been recommended to me, so I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. The map's Painted Desert, and for those of you who have been wondering where the commentaries have been, well, my throat decided it didn't want to be friends with me, and it's still not exactly friends with me, so we'll see how this is going to actually go. But at the moment I feel okay. I got some tea and I'm ready to drink it and enjoy the time that we have together. Might be a little bit take it easy kind of vibes, but you know, we're going to have some good games to watch nonetheless. Over here we've already seen the middle of the map. So this map, Painted Desert, I don't normally get to talk too much about this, so let's go into a little bit of detail about what this map actually entails and why it's such an interesting map. So what makes it really difficult is a lot of the times these double spawns don't happen. You get one spawn of side hunt a lot of the times, at least half of the time. You get one side of half spawn food, which means it can be really, really difficult to defend said food. And not only that, beyond that, there is always going to be food in the middle of the maps, which makes aggression on Painted Desert a lot stronger. And to further said cause, the other thing that happens on this map quite a bit is that the town centers are very rarely close to the second hunt. So going to second town center on a map like this can be dangerous. And a lot of the times when you go for fast second town centers, you decide fairly early on that we're going for a town center. Oop, this dwarf is doing something silly. Anyways, point is that a lot of the times Painted Desert is a very aggressive map because of the hunt spawns, which I think is really, really cool. It's one of the things I love about Age of Mythology is how important hunting is, and the fact that because it's so important, when it's all spread out like it is, it really forces players to have to adapt to the situations that they're in. So now we're seeing 3antozz chucking up his temple. He might be going for a very fast classical age as time has gone on. Everyone's classical ages have started getting faster and faster. If we go back in time, I remember watching the very early stages of Age of Mythology. Everyone was advancing around 6 minutes about. World Cyber Games came around and PG Fire said, you know what, you guys are a little bit wrong. We're going to try and advance around 5:30. And then someone like AOM King came around and he was like, yeah, nah, 5:30 is a bit slow. We're going to go 5:15, 5 minutes with every single technology we can possibly have. And then Magyar came along and he was like, oh, nah, let's go 4:30. And Mr. also subscribed to that speed all the way up until fairly recently, where we're starting to see players go for as fast as 3:30 to get to the second age in certain situations. Thank you so much to Shalky for the 14 months. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for welcoming me back. So now we're starting to see players advancing around 4 minutes or 4 minutes and 15 seconds at the very latest on good maps. And I think we're going to be seeing that from both players. We're seeing Hermes coming through here for 3antozz. Rapl, on the other hand, is going through Heimdal. A very interesting decision here from Rapl. He might be trying something a little bit sneaky here. Have been seeing a little bit, very, very minuscule, very little bit more Heimdal improvisation here from specifically Odin players. We don't see this so much from Loki players, but from the Odin players. Sometimes Loki, but mostly the Odin players. And what they're doing with this, from what I'm aware, is they're going for the Safeguard technology. There's this technology here, Safeguard, plus 100% tower walls and cheaper towers. I believe, is it cheaper towers? Yes, cheaper towers. So that 200, if you build enough of them, so if you build four, I can't do math. 5, if you build 4 or 5 towers, you'll have paid off that safeguard in terms of how much it cost. So, and it also makes them much stronger. So it's definitely an interesting technology to grab. Not only that, the walls that Norse is able to construct become incredibly interesting. and very strong. So we do see that 3antozz is moving forward to the middle of the map here, so chucking up one stable here, 2 stables. This is very, very 3antozz style. He loves the stables. He's going to die by the stables if it works or doesn't work. It doesn't matter. He's just going to keep going stables because he plays Poseidon. And Poseidon can only go Hippocon. That's what we've really discovered in the recent years, is that Poseidon with infantry just doesn't work ever. And Rapl is immediately, I don't even know if he scouted it. Oh no, he scouted the double stable, so he knows that the double stable's there, so he's just going to go, well, I'm going to make some Ulfsark and sit in my base for a little bit and see what he can see here, as the Centaur is just going to be wandering around. It's not going to get any dwarf kills, just being a little bit annoying, I would say, before retreating out of here. And we'll see what Rapl is going to be able to do here, as we have got the Ulfsark wandering over onto this location here. Toskopos just hanging out, checking this one here, as 3antozz now dropping down the archery range. So this is smart from 3antozz. He sees the he scouts out that it's not raiding cavalry, and he goes, well, I better make some archers. It makes perfect sense. Got to make some archers against those infantry units, though I would argue that, you know, Hoplites just as good as Toxotes in this situation. You've got those Hippocon that can take down any potential throwing axemen. And the Toxotes as well can do pretty good. As we are seeing the Ulfsark now coming forward, trying to attack the Hippolyta here, who is wandering away. But the Ulfsarks say, well, can't really fight this one just yet. Gonna be getting out of here as best as he can. So we've got Rapl over here, throwing up these houses, doing everything, just dodging around. There is a lot of opportunity here for Rapl to just turn and attack this Hippocon. There's only one Hippolyta or one Toxotes, so he could trade one of these Ulfsark for a Hippocon, though potentially 3antozz would just retreat that one away. But as he's running through here, he's taking a bit of damage. He does have Lone Wanderer in right now, so he's going to get some decent raids. Doesn't have the Forest Fire technology, as he does decide to make that turn, and there's that immediate micro from 3antozz, as the Ulfsarks decide, yep, going to make this trade happen. Maybe lose the Ulfsark, maybe not. Yes, he does lose it, so he's not going to get that healing back up. But Ulfsark for Hippocon, very value there, as the Hippocon moving in onto this position, and Rapl is already there to defend. Nice play here, predicting that his food would be hit from a raid. Nice play from Rapl. Good try from 3antozz, but not going to get too much else from it. It's the Ulfsark here from Rapl, circling around 3antozz's base, looking for something to attack. But really, this is very, very nicely defended. Just having the Hippolyta here actually is enough to really scare those Ulfsark away. She packs a punch, and those Ulfsark will die really, really quickly. But Rapl going to be making his way in. Let's check out 3antozz's perspective. Does he see the Ulfsark? When does he see them? Now he sees them. He immediately moves in. We do see an immediate wall getting thrown down. Love that quick wall from 3antozz. Beautiful play there. This is something you don't see very often in Age of Mythology. It's very commonplace in games like Age of Empires 2. But in Mythology, these quick walls, and you got to be really, really quick, smooth. You can't just throw down 3 separate buildings and get them up. You got to throw down the line and then right click on each of them and make sure you do that perfectly. Otherwise, those units slip through. Nice play there from 3antozz. Rapl, on the other hand, still defending against these Hippocon here. We do have the watchtowers are up, and look at this. Safeguard and Head of Orpheus. He's going to be able to see a lot, so we'll see what... is this going to be a tower on this gold mine? This is really, really smart from Rapl. There's no good defense to this. Put the tower up, chuck some buildings around this. The gold mine's going to get pushed off. The Raven's already over here on this location. My golly gosh, Rapl is going to go fairly all in with this one. Does he have himself the crenellations technology as well, would be the other question, because then those Hippocon will become mightily useless here in this situation. As Rapl gets up the tower, 3antozz has got no idea that there's a tower up anymore. He's still trying to defend this hunt. The mass Ulfsark are out. The tower only now gets spotted, and this feels very, very much like Age of Empires 2. Ladies and gentlemen, a second tower coming up on this position here, as we are seeing a storehouse getting thrown down, but this tower hits the entirety of this gold mine, and well, he's going to have to micro this one just a little bit, as 3antozz is smartly moved away. But as every time Rapl retargets, so 3antozz has to pull every one of his villagers off here to make nothing happen. And the second tower coming up as well is going to be a very, very difficult issue for 3antozz to deal with, as we are seeing Rapl able to turn on this fight here. He's got himself a whole bunch of Ulfsark here. Still not ready to take that fight with the Toxotes just yet, as over here the Hippocon making their way. And I feel like with the Einhir and no heroes on this position, Rapl can definitely take this fight, and he does bring in a handful of Ulfsarks around here as well. Nice Nice play to be going after that. He does have to be careful on this position. These two towers, fairly valuable, fairly undefended here. We'll see if 3antozz is going to take advantage of that while he can. As the Ulfsarks pushing away. Is 3antozz back on this gold mine? No, he's not. He's got 13 villages on gold somewhere in the middle of the map here. So nice play, good choice from 3antozz to take that location. Rapl doesn't know that this is where the gold mining operation is. He hasn't scouted it. His Raven's hanging out over here. He sees this gold mine over here. Obviously, there's only a couple of other places that he can be, here or here, obviously. So we'll see if Rapl's going to make that attack happen or not. 107 population for Rapl. 3antozz is at 108 population. Lots of resources in the bank for 3antozz as he's trying to make this push in. There are both the heroes in, so this Einherjar is not going to be long for this world, it would seem. But Rapl just taking his time. Is he close to the next age? No, he's got no resources in the bank. 3antozz is actually in a really, really good position as we see one villager getting taken down over here. The villagers making their way over onto this position, grabbing this hunt here, trying to get as much of the map as they possibly can get. Let's check out the economic upgrades here for 3antozz. He's got himself pickaxe, nothing else just yet, as the Ulfsark scouting around trying to see what's happening here, and Rapl does spot the gold mining operation here. And we see now that Rapl decides to go for his second gold mine on this side, very far away from where the enemy units are. And those Ulfsark going to be looking to take some of these villagers down. We'll see if he's going to get anything here. He's just distracting. He can run straight to these towers and get some advantage here. Still no crenellations, but he is able to get a huge, absolutely gigantic raid over here. He gets the building block on this side, but he doesn't block on this side. This one would have been much easier to get. But he does pick off a bunch of villagers there. Huge win for Rapl. 3antozz, on the other hand, is he advancing to the next age just yet? No, he's chucking up his armory. He's over here on this gold mine with a handful of units. The Ulfsark taking a really, really good fight on this position as more Hippocon are coming into their death. The Ulfsarks at this point are hard countering those Hippocon. For some reason, Rapl deciding to retreat, and there is the ceasefire from 3antozz. I feel like he could have cast that much earlier when he was on this gold mine. Definitely got to the heroic age. He doesn't realize quite how far behind Rapl's economy is. Rapl spent the resources on medium infantry, all of these towers, safeguard. There's been a lot of resources spent to keep Rapl, to give Rapl an advantage here in this game. Oh, and now the walls getting sprung up here during the ceasefire. This is so good. Not only are not only are walls good in this game, but these are safeguard walls. Look at this, plus 600 hit points. That is the same as getting stone walls. So, and then if you get stone walls on top of this, this is like getting fortified walls in the classical age. Absolutely bonkers. We'll see if that's a technology which Rapl wants to invest in. 3antozz, on the other hand, has managed to click up through Aphrodite, so we'll see if the heroic age is going to be enough to keep him in this game. He might want to consider making a military academy, making some of those pacifists to deal with the basically full infantry army of Rapl here, who is now retreating back his units over here. We do see a stray stable. This is classic 3antozz, classic Poseidon, chucking up stables on enemy gold mines, making it a little bit challenging to be doing anything on there. The villagers here have been caught out as the Ulfsarks encircling these bad boys, and 3antozz is going to be losing so many of these, but the Toxotes do come in onto this position, and Rapl has to retreat away. He has to respect those Toxotes. He does not have any pierce upgrades just yet. He only has a handful of units in a fairly badly positioned location there, as the Ulfsark do start targeting down these Hippocon over here. Another tower getting thrown up as Rapl is very set on keeping 3antozz inside of his base here, as the Toxotes now making their way over onto this gold mine. Rapl smartly going to be retreating away. 3antozz says, oh, I'm not going to spend the time chasing those ones because you're going to take my villagers down with your speedy Ulfsark. He's going to be bringing his Toxotes back in over here. Does 3antozz have enough for a hill fort? That could be huge. Throw a hill fort down on one of these gold mines, and game is not over, but Rapl will have a very difficult time getting a gold mine after that. And interesting decision here from 3antozz to take this gold mine. We'll see if Rappl's going to be able to scout that at any time here, as he has to make the long trek over onto this position. But Rapl is getting his armory up now. He is going to be going to the next age, and he's going to be in a fantastic position to continue in this game with Skadi. More towers getting thrown up here right in the main base of 3antozz. He's basically got full line of sight of 3antozz's base. 3antozz has got 0 gold mines remaining. Thank you so much for the 7 months Shermanation. Appreciate you, my friend. Sorry you missed your streak, but you still mean the world to me. as the Nemean Lion is out. It would be worth trying to take this fight, to be honest, especially with a tower coming through here to help out. The Nemean Lion is going to die really, really fast. Longhouse is getting thrown down here. We are seeing a Marga getting thrown up by 3antozz. This is potentially to sell some food and try and get to the Mythic Age here with a big Earthquake, go into some of those Chimera if he can to deal with these units. This is a very standard Poseidon play. We'll see if he's going to be doing that. Sell that food, advance to the next age if he can. It might not be enough though. What's that? 76, 700? Should be a roughly enough food. He only needs 500 food. So the village is trying to break out of this location here. 3antozz 102 of 105 population. The Ulfsark swinging around over here, going to try and take down the Toxotes here. As Rapl here just about to pop. He's in the heroic age right now. The Toxotes here getting chased down by the Ulfsark. There are 2 towers over here that can come into the action. We'll see if Rapl's going to remember to refocus these ones or not, as the Ulfsarks do get that surround, and there is the retarget attacking those towers. And in that moment, 3antozz decides the game is lost. He's not able to continue anymore, though I do think selling that food, going for a Mythic Age here, could have been a very, very nice try to continue in this game. Rapl takes this one in fairly quick fashion here, 14 minutes and 53 seconds, with a very, very unique take on Heimdal here, going for those safeguard towers. Beautiful location here to take on this position here, cutting wood of all things from his opponent. This never happens, but on Painted Desert, it's definitely an option, because the villagers have to make it all the way over to the outsides of the map. The walls prevent the villagers from getting onto an outside wood line as well. So I don't know if he thought this through, or he just said, you know what, I'm going to try Heimdal here, but I'm going to go with a really well thought through strategy. Go for the gold starve, the wood starve, really making things very difficult for his opponent. But I guess 3antozz felt, in the end of the day, losing all of these Toxotes means very, very difficult situation for him to be in here, as the villagers have to he has to figure out a way to rebuild his army, which means basically he has to throw down military academies, which he doesn't have the wood for, and he just kind of can't make it from there. But definitely, had he been able to get to the Mythic Age here with a big Earthquake on this location here, Chimera raids, get the Atlanta out to deal with the Frost Giants, just maybe he could have been able to pull this one back, but just little bit too slow as Rapl manages to take it. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.